What's up YouTube? Capital G here talking X-Sabers in this video, or I guess one specific X-Saber. Meet X-Saber Palomuro. I never thought that I'd be talking about this card in a bazillion years. I thought that Yu-Gi-Oh would be like long and dead before anybody would play a card like this competitively, because even if you go all the way back way to Dual Terminal 1, like this card never saw playing X-Sabers. In fact, I don't even think people thought about playing this card competitively. But if you look at the ARG that happened over the weekend, surprise, surprise, like, Jesus Suarez actually main decking this card. And I think there may have been other people who were like citing it, but I saw it on Dueling Network like a day or so ago, and I was like, what the heck is that, and why are people playing it? And it kind of took me a while to figure it out. It is all a means to an end to get to Naturia Beast. Obviously, you know what Naturia Beast can do in a mirror match. If your opponent is playing pendulums, not just being able to make sure that they can't play pendulum scales at all, but then they can't waveringize your pendulums. They can't play their instant fusion, their brilliant fusion, foolish burial, like any powerful spell that you can think of, just they won't have access to. And it's kind of difficult to get rid of Naturia Beast in a mirror match. Your opponent essentially has to rank 4 over it. So if you have some way of stopping rank 4s, like, I don't know, a Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit or something like that, or maybe you have the Solemn Warning or a Vanities, you're pretty much going to be able to win with this card and nothing else, especially if you have an established board, like you have Naturia Beast plus like another big beater. Now, to me, at first I was like, dude, this is like buku gimmicky. Like, how do you even use this card? Well, obviously you're going to use Gem Knight Garnet. Garnet is... it's kind of cemented itself in Pepe. I don't know about, like, it's not going to be in all versions of Pendulum Magicians, because there are a lot of versions of Pendulum Magicians, obviously, that don't even run Brilliant Fusion. But any deck that runs Brilliant Fusion, like, it's kind of clear now that Garnet is the most optimal one. Not only is Garnet a 1900, so it's a really big beat stick, but, just randomly it's unaffected by lose one turn, and it's unaffected by Phoenix Chain if that ever happens to come up. But its zero defense also means Mass Chameleon. Those two like to hang out basically, and you can obviously use these two together to make Naturia Beast. Now, the funny thing is, like, I looked through these deck lists, I think that this is the only, like, it's the only way to make Naturia Beast is with these two cards specifically. I know that you can use Instant Fusion to get your Garnet back. This card is searchable from King of the Pharaoh Imps. That's probably the entire reason that the card's seeing any play, is because it's a searchable Earth level 1 tuner, and it happens to be Reptile. Like, everything had to come together, all the stars had to align for this card to finally be like, yes, I'm relevant, because King of the Pharaoh Imps already searches out Mass Chameleon, and it already searches out Part Naga, and it already searches out what is it, Gigabyte and whatnot. I mean, you could hypothetically throw this in. There may be situations where you either get this back from Instant Fusion off of Brilliant Fusion, or you summon it back off of Daigusto Emerald, or maybe you drew it and you just Pendulum summon both of these at the same time. Well, it's kind of hard to Pendulum summon a 1. Yeah, okay, so maybe you Pendulum summon this and then you search for this guy and then you normal summon it. But the ends, I guess they kind of justify the means, even if it is wildly gimmicky. And I think more so than ever, guys, this era of Yu-Gi-Oh with the Pendulum Summon, because now we can, like, you can kind of throw in anything in your deck, and with Pendulum Scales being like 2 to 8, like, there's so many high level monsters that you can use in decks that you couldn't use before. You wouldn't see this in like the Synchro era or the XC era, because high level monsters were still a bitch to get on the field. But now that you can just Pendulum Summon them, you're starting to see Mechanical Hound and, Great Shogun Sheen being played in like meta decks, or people side decking, or people, main decking the Walking Solemn Judgment, Miss Valley Apex Avion. And I guess this is just kind of the newest version. It is worth noting that this card does give you access to Trishula, which in most versions of Pendulum Magicians and Pepe is just really difficult. In fact, if you're playing like pure Pepe, which can incorporate this guy right here, I don't think that, like, pretty much the entire deck is level 6. So the deck routinely only summons like synchros, or no, it only summons like synchros that are 8, Omega, and like Ignis or whatnot. But this does give you the option to go for Trishula, and Trishula is still really powerful. So people forget. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that this is gimmicky? I think that this is a desperate sign that players are willing to main deck garbage like this. Yes, guys, main deck. This was in the main deck just to out their opponent's pendulums. And you know, people have even gone so far as to side deck like anti-spell fragrance for the mirror. You set your scales, then you flip over anti-spell fragrance. It makes it so, again, your opponent can't top deck a Wavering Eyes and blow you out, because at least they'll have to wait a turn for Wavering Eyes, and they can't set their skills up, so you can pendulum all you want. But I don't know, man. This is like a bad sign. It's like buku gimmicky. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching as always.